Muscle and overtraining. Hi, this is Jimmy, and thanks for watching this video. In my last video, I talked a little bit about how muscle and exercise causes you to lose weight. In this video, I'm going to go into something that people do to themselves often without knowing it. Overtraining muscle. There are two ways to train muscle. You can either make it leaner or bigger. Overtraining muscles is generally reserved to when you are actually in the process of making them bigger. One of the times that I had almost lost all my weight, I was really stupid. I had made myself a rather difficult exercise routine which I followed with dedication and did it daily. It involved aerobic routines, weights, and even strapping some weights to myself. I made it to a 34-inch waistline, but something was wrong, and I didn't know it at the time because no one ever told me. I said to myself, this just isn't getting easier, it's getting harder. So I thought maybe if I tried even harder it would get easier. But I was wrong about that too. And so I quit and gained it all back. You see, I was overtraining my muscles. They were not getting any bigger or stronger. They were actually getting weaker. When you do any kind of weights heavy enough to make your muscles bigger, what you are in fact doing is breaking down your muscles. That burn and that pain with weights is the feeling of your muscles breaking up. However, this is not a bad thing in itself. The muscles heal themselves, and in reaction create stronger strands of muscle which increases the size and strength of your muscles. But the process of your muscles healing themselves and getting stronger does not happen unless you give them a full day's rest before using weights again. If you use weights every day, what you are in fact doing is destroying the muscle that was in the process of rebuilding itself, and you're starting back at square one. Do this long enough and you're actually going to start to become weaker. Now you might say to me, but Jimmy, don't those body lifters, lift weights every day? Well, yeah, bodybuilders do sometimes, lift weights every day. However, they work on completely different muscle groups. Weight training should only be done every other day, unless you are doing something like upper body one day and lower body the next day. And unless you really know what you're doing, it's safer just to do it every other day. I'll go into some basic muscle building in a future video. Muscle building is a real easy way for people to overtrain, but it's not the only way. It's mostly safe to do aerobic exercise every day, but it's more beneficial and safer to take one day off a week, and it's absolutely necessary to do so if you're more into the athletic aspect. When you are exercising aerobically, your muscles start to fire of your calorie burn with sugars. Then there is a slow burn, carbohydrates and fats, kind of like the coals on a barbecue. Let's say you start the week off with 100% of these energy reserves. You exercise that day and your body recovers. However, the next day you start off at 95%. The next day maybe 93%, then 90%, and so on and so forth. You are using up these energy reserves just a little bit faster than you're recovering them, which makes your exercise harder on your muscles and less effective. However, when you take that full day off, your body builds up back to that 100% level. I think you should take 1 to 2 days off a week, but I don't recommend taking 2 days off in a row simply because it will be harder and you will be more reluctant to get back into routine. Please subscribe to receive my next video, which will be about some effective exercise methods for burning fat.